sure to check out Ageless Geeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil 19 here, and today in this video I will be going over what I think were the top 5 best Figuarts MCU figures were of 2018, and Tamashii Nations did give us a bunch of awesome Marvel figures in 2018, and we're probably going to get just as much in 2019. So without further ado, let's get into it and go over some honorable mentions first, and started off here with these 3 figures. Now, one of my honorable mentions is a figure I do not have. As you can see, there is 2 figures I don't own anymore. The Black Panther is the only one that I still own in the honorable mentions section here. So the SH Figuarts Thor Ragnarok Thor I thought was an amazing figure. Not one of my favorites, and I got rid of it because I'm just going to wait for the Infinity War Thor, but this Thor Ragnarok Thor was executed so well by Tamashii Nations. The detail was handled excellent. Does look exactly like Chris Hemsworth. He does have some alright articulation. Some points do get hindered or aren't that good. And then the accessories were pretty damn good too. They could have included a few more things like an alternate face, or at least an unhelmeted face or something like that. That's what really annoyed me about this Thor. There was no alternate faces with the figure. It's like, come on, man, what are you doing, Tamashii Nations? But overall, it was a very well made Thor Ragnarok Thor figure, and definitely deserved an honorable mention. And then another honorable mention on the right there is the SH Figuarts Thor Ragnarok Gladiator Hulk, which was also another figure that was executed very well by Tamashii Nations. Has some excellent articulation, best type of articulation you can give a Hulk figure. The detail was handled pretty well. I love the way like his armor and stuff looks. I thought that looked pretty cool, but what I did not like at all about this figure were the face sculpts. Both of them were off, and we didn't even get an unhelmeted Hulk head with the figure either, so that was also a bit disappointing. But the face sculpts were just really off with this figure, and that's why I didn't make it on my top 5 list, but definitely deserved an honorable mention. And he is included with the basic Gladiator Hulk accessories that you can include with the Thor Ragnarok Hulk here. Now, my last honorable mention, as you see in the middle, is the SH Figuarts Infinity War Black Panther. And Tamashii Nations pretty much gave us the same figure, just updated the sculpt slightly of his suit, and they actually gave us some alternate hands that have the claws this time. They didn't give that to us with the Civil War Black Panther, which was such a huge disappointment, plus it was a web exclusive. I think this one is as well, but at least they included it with this Black Panther, and the figure has some pretty good articulation. The accessory is really not that good because all he's included with is some alternate hands, which is actually pretty lame, but the detail I think was handled very well on this figure. It was probably the best part to this Black Panther, the detail, the sculpt and everything, and there's not really too much paint on it, as you can tell. It's mostly made out of a black plastic, but wherever you see the silver, that is painted, of course, and it is a really great Black Panther figure from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that is my honorable mentions. Now let's get into my top 5 list, coming in at number 5. And coming in at number 5 is a figure a lot of people did love that was released by Tamashii Nations, of course, which is the SH Figuarts Infinity War Black Widow. I don't know what it is with the face sculpts with their Black Widow figures, but they executed perfectly. It looks exactly like Scarlett Johansson, like you have a miniature version of the MCU Black Widow in figure form. The detail, excellent all throughout the figure. Could have used a little shading or maybe a wash on the like very dark green type color on the torso right there. The accessories are pretty good. You get a bunch of alternate faces, which is a huge plus to her baton weapons right there, and then of course some alternate hands. And then the articulation I think was handled pretty well on the figure. Also, some points could have been a little bit better, but I mean, you could get her in some pretty good Black Widow like poses, and I feel like this was one of their best figures that they released in 2018. That's why she came in at number 5. And coming in at number 4 is a lot of people's favorite SH Figuarts Iron Man figure, and that is the Infinity War Mark 50. And Tamashii Nations just absolutely destroyed it with this figure. The detail was beautifully executed all throughout it, the paint and the sculpt. The articulation also very well on this figure. You can pretty much get him in any type of Iron Man poses, and then the accessories is where I think Tamashii Nation stepped it up big time, because this is the first Iron Man, I believe, where you don't just get the basic same old blast effects and alternate hands. You get a couple other accessories included with the figure as well, and including this arm blaster rocket, whatever the hell it's called, and you get another one for the other arm as well. So that is something I really did love about this figure, and it was just really well made, as you can see right there. And this was on a lot of people's top 10 favorite figures of 2018 list, and it definitely was one of Tamashii Nation's best figures of 2018. That's why he came in at number 4. Now coming in at number 3. And coming in at number 3 is the SH Figuarts Infinity War Hulk, and to me, I feel like this is the best 6-inch scale MCU Hulk figure that is around as of right now. Tamashii Nation's third time around finally nailed it. They didn't get it with their Age of Ultron Hulk. The Gladiator Hulk was almost there, but the face sculpts were just really off. This Hulk here, they pretty much got it down perfectly. His articulation, excellent. All throughout it, you can get him in almost any Hulk type poses. The detail handled very well. The face sculpts do look like the Ruffalo Hulk this time. You get some nice shading throughout the skin tone, besides on his lower legs. I don't know why they decided to exclude it from his lower legs. Meanwhile, you get it from everything from the waist up. But the sculpt of the figure also looks fantastic. And then finally, the accessories. I mean, I don't know what else you can include with Hulk besides alternate hands and faces, but he is included with a bunch of facial expressions and hands, and this is definitely one hell of a Hulk figure, and definitely one of the best figures of 2018. That's why the Hulk made it in the top 3, coming in at number 3. Now coming in at number 2. And coming in at number 2 is the SH Figuarts Infinity War Thanos, and this figure was on my top 10 favorite figures of 2018 list, and it really is an amazing figure. It is lacking in shading or a wash. Definitely lacking in that big time. I think we get a little bit, very subtle shading on his arms, but everywhere else there's just no shading or anything all throughout the figure, which makes it look a bit bland. And Tamashii Nations is really cutting a lot of corners lately when it comes to shading, but overall this figure was executed practically perfectly for a Thanos. The sculpt looks excellent all throughout it. His articulation is pretty damn good also, and then the accessories were great too. You get a bunch of different facial expressions, you get some alternate hands, but kind of sucks they gave us the snapping finger for the right hand instead of the Infinity Gauntlet hand, but it's an overall amazing figure and definitely one of their best of 2018. That's why he did come in at number 2, and now coming in at number 1. And coming in at number 1 is the SH Figuarts Avengers Mark 7 Iron Man. This figure I originally passed on. I did get it a few weeks ago, and man, I am so happy that I did, because Tamashii Nations just made pretty much the best 6-inch scale Iron Man figure. They did everything right when it comes to an Iron Man figure, from articulation, detail, and accessories. The articulation, you can get them in pretty much any type of Iron Man like poses. The detail was beautifully done all throughout the figure. Excellent paint, beautiful paint on this figure, and the sculpt detail was just executed so damn good on this Iron Man as well. And then finally, the accessories. That is the best part to me about this figure. That's the highlight to this Iron Man. Just like with the Mark 50, you don't get the same plain, boring old accessories that we have been getting with every single SH Figuarts Iron Man figure, which is just blast effects and alternate hands, which he is included with, but you get a ton of other accessories as well. His weapons that's in his armor, like these thigh pieces, are swappable. You can see he has little missiles, or I believe they're flares or something like that. You can see on the plate of armor on the top of the hand, you could swap that piece with the lasers, I believe it was. And then on the forearm here, you could swap that piece with the little missiles, and then even up on the shoulder, you could swap those pieces with the missiles as well. So he is included with his Iron Man arsenal, which I was so happy that he was included with all that stuff, because it just made this figure even that much better. It took it up to a whole another level, and that's why I feel like this was Tamashii Nation's best figure of 2018. Yeah, I know it's an Iron Man, but they really do a kick-ass job when it comes to their Iron Man figures. But anyway, that is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you think Tamashii Nation's top 5 best Marvel Cinematic figures were of 2018 in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later.